get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. Make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb. I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I will get back up. Cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
This is the value of wrestling, the revolutionary force in wrestling podcasting.
It's your boy Miguel Z with the Value of Wrestling New Japan Rebound Podcast. I've got a guest for you folks at Stockton Con.
What up, everybody? AJ Kirsch here, the voice and the host of Stockton Con. The value of wrestling is awesome, so subscribe on YouTube. Scan the QR code right here, now. Subscribe, check it out.
There we go.
You'll be glad you did.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, that part. Hey, man, shout out the Value of Wrestling. I'm right here with the Big O's, San Jose. We done shut this shit down. Love and respect, all right? Value of Wrestling. Hello.
Man, thank you, brother. Thank
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Tampon Boys!
Super Kick Party!
Oh, you didn't know it's time for Tampon Bucks. Right here on the Value of Wrestling. Right here on your weekly roundup. We are back. If you didn't love that new video package, I don't know what to tell you. Welcome to the party, Lottie Dottie. We are here. We are live in living color. Ladies and gentlemen, join in on the party. Join on the show. Tell us what you think. Join in the conversation. Join in the chat below. Hashtag tampon bucks. Let's get that out there on X. Hashtag tampon bucks. Tampon bucks. Tampon bucks. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm losing my earpieces as we start this show. They're going to fall right on out of my ears. Let's get into the introductions real quick. Of course, you know him. He's the man behind the mastermind behind the hashtag tampon bucks. The one, the only. Oh, you know. And of course, the for the one, the only. There you go, and you know me. Ooh, yeah, I'm the Big Tyme. Are you ready to party with us? Are you ready to get down and show it like it is, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the party one more time.
Tampon bucks.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
Tampon bucks.
Tampon bucks. It's a tampon bucks party. Booches. Anyways, ladies.
Make them mad.
It is what it is. I mean, I'm sure they're not fans of him. That's a whole different story. Anyways, another week in professional wrestling. WWE kicking it out of the park. For some people thinking WWE didn't hit it out of the park, thinking Cody looks like a booch because he looks like a pussy trying to shake Roman Reigns' hand. But I think we're right where we need to be, and we still got some days left. We do got some shows left before WrestleMania hits, so there's plenty of time to get things getting going. And AEW Dynamite, well, they're just a giant bore. I mean, Mercedes Moné is missing the mark. Okada's half there. Ospreay is exciting, yes. That's his own doing. AEW is not doing anything to help these guys or get them over or bring anything. The ratings did not change. It's the same stuff. It's the same stuff. But the fact of the matter, if the ratings aren't changing, that means nobody's viewing the program. Any more people are viewing the program, and it's not going to help AEW stay around forever. Tony Khan can be happy and sit with the group he has. I mean, he can perfectly stay right where he's getting the ratings. You know, TBS, Warner Brothers Discovery could say, hey, that's what he's hitting. He has the #1 show on Wednesday nights. Cool. But that's Wednesday nights. And he's not on the level of WWE. And if that's what Tony Khan's satisfied with doing, that's fine. But his actions and his words are two different things. I mean, he says one thing, but does another. So what is the true fact here? And I think that's what the ratings get important. People are like, oh, why are you worried about the ratings? Because Tony Khan says he wants to compete with WWE. He wants to be on the same level, that he's this global juggernaut in his own right. And yes, they've reached out onto a global scale, but not really in a global change. So they have a big event at All In last year in Wembley. Yes, that was a big deal because WWE hadn't really tapped into that market, but then WWE says, hey, we're going to tap in that market. They're going over there with Backlash into France this year. They're going into the Bash in Berlin in Germany this year. And there's one more show over there somewhere. I forget. Oh, they did Australia. That's right. They did Australia. So they're tapping that global market now. So, I mean, it's not just AEW alone that's global in that market, but WWE is a global force. They rule a global market. I mean, they have, 71 million viewers. They just got the Ruby Gold, the Ruby Play button for YouTube. And Tony Khan, where you got 800,000 viewers on your last show with some of the biggest names in professional wrestling, but you're not doing them any good. You're not bringing anybody over. You're not adding anything to the program. Now, people are going to come out and go, well, there's WWE fans that don't want to watch it. They said, I talked to them, and they said they'll never watch it. Fine. But that's not who Tony Khan needs to be getting. Tony Khan needs to be getting the casual fans. He needs to bring them over. What does he do each and every week? Does he put in some good matches? Yes. In ring, the action that these performers put on can be fairly good at times. Other times, And it's also the fact of how much hype is built behind this. Okada can be the best wrestler in the world, but if he's on the show every week and he doesn't feel like, I don't know if it's jet lag, and that may have been when it was with the Eddie Kingston. It wasn't, for everything I've heard about Okada, it didn't live up to the hype. And I know Mr. Clarke and Mr. Z will give you their opinion on this kind of Okada, because especially Mr. Z, who knows everything about Okada. This match just didn't live up to anything Okada. It just kind of felt like going through a bunch of motions. Wasn't that great. Now he's a Continental Crown Championship, which we're supposed to magically care about, a title that's kind of just disappeared over the last 2 months since Eddie Kingston won it. Yes, Eddie's defended it in certain places, but it's just not felt as important. Now Okada's got it. The match didn't really hit. And the fact of the matter is, why should I care about Okada? Unless you know about Okada, I don't know if you're really going to care about Okada. And Tony Khan doesn't give you anything of hype. And what did Tony Khan leave you with this last Wednesday? People are saying, oh, there's storylines, there's intrigue, the whole storyline with Willow and Mercedes Moné. I'm like, yeah, we know they have issues, but did they really give you enough to go, hey, I need to come back next week to see where this goes? I mean, you can create a small little bit of entry, but if it's really not something that's going to bring you back to next week, like is AEW Dynamite a must-watch show for y'all next week would be question, So let's talk about Okada. Let's talk about is Mercedes Moné and the Will Nightingale enough of a reason to come back and watch next week? Granted, we're going to watch anyways because it's part of what we do here. But I mean, if we weren't doing this, would you come back and watch next week? Hell, would you even be watching Dynamite at this point at all if you didn't have to? You know, and how do you feel about Tony Khan? Tony Khan just doesn't feel any increase. So I mean, it's a shame that we're just not feeling this. I don't know, Mr. Clarke. We'll start with you. Let's talk about what you think of the overall situation with AEW. Are they bringing you in each and every week outside of the fact that we watch the show? But I mean, are they bringing you in as a fan to want to watch the show? Are you excited for next week? Do you think this Mercedes Moné, Will Nightingale story is so great that you can't miss? And where do you think they're hitting the ball with Okada?
Well, here's where I am with AEW. The fact that I don't watch Rampage anymore and I don't watch Collision tells you all you need to know. The fact that they don't go from show to show to get my interest. At least if there was a brand split or something, you could say, okay, well, there's certain characters over here, there's certain characters over there. Maybe you don't like, one show, but yeah, at least hopefully like the other. But they don't have that excuse. They never really did an official, brand split at any point.
Well, even if they did a brand split, so they would still have to give you something to tune into that show each and every week.
But what I'm saying is, the way that they're formatted presently is you would want to go from show to show to show. They'd have to create that interest, and they're not doing that. Whether it's Tony Khan, whether it's the team, whoever you want to put the blame on. We put the final blame on Tony Khan because he's the matchmaker. The reason I care about Mercedes Moné and Willow has nothing to do with AEW and everything to do with what happened at New Japan Strong, for that women's title. AEW has not added to it is the problem. Maybe they do in the long run, but they haven't at this point. So again, AEW's kind of messing up there. And then you want to talk about Okada. I'm probably a little bit more lenient when it comes to his presentation. I think his presentation's all right. Because the presentation he had when he was in New Japan was on a per tour basis. It wasn't weekly TV, so you weren't going to get tired of it as quickly if you didn't like it for whatever reason. Like, I'm okay with the white jacket and the gold trimming that he's been using. Where I know that it's been not your favorite, Big Tyme. But I've never seen in Okada what everyone else has as far as a performer. And that's why I've always talked about his entrance. I always thought his entrance was great and opulent. But him as a wrestler, I'm just like, I thought more of Tanahashi than I did Okada. I don't know if that means anything to the American fans or not, but it is what it is, I guess.
Mr. Z.
To me in
right.
ring.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens in this AEW run.
Well, as somebody who would be a casual viewer who doesn't necessarily know who Okada is, I know enough about Okada to be a little more excited, but I know there's a lot of people who might just have heard the name but not known. But if you see all this match with him, if this was his first singles match in AEW too, and you look at it, you're like, there wasn't anything about this match that looked fantastic. Eddie didn't even feel like he was at the best level, and Okada just seemed kind of going through motions more than really. Nothing seemed to be impactful for everything that you
Eddie
hear.
Seemed like he came rushing out practically.
Yeah. It just didn't feel like a good Eddie Kingston match either, though. He didn't seem to be all into it like Eddie can get into it. Of course, there was not any great build between Okada and Eddie. Like, we didn't get a moment of, Eddie really like doing what he does good on the mic against Okada. We got a little bit of interaction, but nothing to really. We went from 1 week Eddie coming out to face to stop the Bucks to Okada attacking him to the next week a trios a 6-man match to this match without like a promo or anything. We didn't really get. I mean, we got Eddie by himself, but we really didn't get Eddie and Okada, and we didn't get the whole tear down. And now Eddie, of course, after losing the title, was in worse shape than ever. I mean, I don't know. The one person who probably can give us all the answers and the questions to Okada and Eddie and all the New Japan stuff is our New Japan master, the man behind New Japan Pro Wrestling's weekly Rebound podcast each week right here on Tuesdays on the Value Wrestling. Yes, so we're talking about Mr. Miguel Z. Mr. Z, Dynamite, Mercedes Moné, the Will Nightingale storyline. Are they making it as impactful? Is it something you must watch? Okada, what do you think of this? Give us your thoughts.
Well, first, Dynamite is going to be Dynamite. When it first came out, it was hot. I was ready to watch it, but they're not doing anything as far as keeping me interested to move on to Rampage and Collision, which they should be, but they're not. It's almost like a every week reset when it goes to that, because if you want to continue something, you got people there that forget why they having issues, or in other cases, it's like, hey, this is a good rivalry going on Wednesday. Let's see where it picks up somewhere else, and you don't hear nothing about it for another 3 months. As far as Mercedes Moné and Willow, I'm excited that they're gonna tie it up eventually. They had a great match that ended the way it did because Mercedes got injured, but they're not telling you why Mercedes has the unfinished business. I mean, they might have lightly touched on it, but that's as far as it goes, and that's fine. I'm not the booker man. They don't pay me enough to go that route. And
well, they gave you that small video package, but even for somebody who didn't watch the match or didn't know about the match, I don't think it was enough to really get you invested on the AEW things into Mercedes Moné and Willow Nightingale. And it's just kind of, it's like, well, if that's her first feud of what she's claiming, they don't really feel like they're pushing that feud. It's like, it feels like they're going to have them work together more as frenemies than actually get in the ring and tie it up, which should be probably Mercedes Moné's first match on Dynamite or on Dynasty. This is where we should be headed. Let's get them in the ring. If this is what you want, let's rehash this and make Mercedes look like $1 million. But so far, no dice.
And they don't. And the thing is, too, they have a 3-4 man commentary team, and I know one of them has to be the biggest New Japan fan ever on that broadcast team that should be explaining this.
Cough, cough,
Give us a damn backstory. Give us something. Give me something to believe this may happen again.
I'm sorry, they're commentating. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I seen the match. I watched the match. My kids watched the match. They were upset that she got hurt, that the way it ended.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, give us a reason to get excited for this one more time.
I think AEW's commentary team, at least on Dynamite right now, I mean, the other shows are here or there. I think it really sucks. I think it's more like, I think we three could sit there and do better on a professional level, but it seems like three people that just like wrestling, sitting together, joking around. They make more jokes about stuff that's not even about the match. They're always like, they're always trying to one-up one another. Excalibur's throwing out there, and then you got Taz saying some smart thing, and then Tony Schiavone laughing and throwing in some other. It's just like, where did we go with the commentary? It's like great about wrestling, but sometimes it's just like they get off on a tangent. I think sometimes I just drown them out because I'm like, you're not adding anything to the program.
Watch it on mute.
I guess I'm not as mad about that as you are. I enjoy some of it. I guess is also why. But yes, they need to have at least out of the 3 to 4 people they have on the commentary team, somebody's got to be the straight man and keep on task.
Yes.
And then to the main event. I'm best not to get us thrown off air here, but no promises. Okada, multiple time champion, G1 winner, and just all around badass of a wrestler. You're giving us the entrance, but you're not giving us the whole package. His match with Eddie Kingston was totally not what I was expecting. I was hoping to get what we see of Eddie in New Japan because he was wrestling someone from New Japan. Instead, we got a 2-year veteran and someone who, like a rookie, going through the motions instead of putting on a show. I don't do it with them. I really don't. If it's the spotlight, if it's the draw, are the Tampon Bucks afraid of someone making money than them? You're afraid your buddy's going to look better than you? I mean, it's heartbreaking. I'm not a fan of this right now.
I still stand by what I said on Twitter, which I think upset them when they said Okada on Twitter. And I'm like, yeah, it's sad that you're going to be something that's going to hold him back or an anchor around his neck. He's connected to the elite, to the Young Bucks, this new elite group. They have some decent stuff with the little funny parts they're doing with Marvez in the background. You know, that's funny, haha. But it really doesn't help anybody get over. And the Tampon Bucks, I'm just like, I feel like they're going to hinder Okada from really living up to potential. And I think it goes back to what a certain CM Punk said about, you know, they're there for themselves. It's all friends wrestling. And we keep hearing this repeatedly through many different people that's, you know, what it seems to be. You can't outshine them or you're not going to be on the show.
Where's FTR?
Yeah.
FT who?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the sad part.
Yeah.
But it definitely seems to, you know, the Tampon Bucks, as we say here, I know I upset them and I got blocked. Yeah, there we go. Gonna block me because I argued the Tampon Bucks. That's just so soft, though. I mean, it's just insane that. And it's the fact of the matter. I mean, the Tampon Bucks, the Young Bucks, Generation Me, the Hardy Boys wannabe, whatever you want to call them, are supposed to be a big deal.
There, Generation Me.
Well, that's when I first remember watching them in TNA. Generation Me, the true Hardy Boy ripoff. I mean, they were Hardy Boys 2.0. I mean, they couldn't have been any closer to being the Hardy Boys back then than they did. Then they went to New Japan Wrestling and made themselves what many people say is the best tag team in professional wrestling history. And I'm just like, I ain't seen shit from them in AEW. Who did they put over? Who have they helped really make? What other tag teams in AEW really feel special outside of the Young Bucks? Now, Private Party's been good. The Acclaimed have had their moments, but are any of these tag teams that are on there still feature or put to the level of the Young Bucks? I mean, FTR had their own carriage, but I mean, who else do you have that you really could say is on that same level? I mean, look at the tag team tournament. Who's in that tag team tournament that you can really pick out and go, oh, they might win?
Now, I can't speak to present day, but you can make the argument for early AEW and talk about the Lucha Brothers. But then the other argument is they made themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
definitely.
The Lucha Brothers had a lot coming into it. It's like the same thing with FTR. But I'm like, you really look at, if this is a company that the Young Bucks are supporting in their EVPs, as they want to make sure we all know, who are they helping make? They'll have good matches with teams, but they really let any of these other teams get over? Have they let any of these teams even reach the same level and caliber they are? Why aren't they doing the right thing at this point in their career? I mean, the Young Bucks now should be transferring into being that veteran team that's helping these younger teams come up. So when they finally decide to get out of in-ring action, they have the next quote-unquote Young Bucks who take their place in AEW, and there's nobody there.
when you look at the history of professional wrestling, it's always weird when you have people who are both in office and talent. There's always that, asterisk of Did they really get themselves over, or is it because they're also office? Young Bucks.
They're
even
giving
Kenny
them.
Omega
They're
to a
giving
degree.
themselves the office. That's what they do.
Anyone that's office and is talent is always going to face that kind of discriminatory argument.
Yeah.
Actually, the only person I've never heard anything about is I'm forgetting his name right now. New Japan. Whose office?
Tanahashi.
No. Rocky.
Right. Oh yeah, that's right.
He's the only person I've heard that has been or is still New Japan office. Apparently, is now AEW office a little bit because he's kind of that in between, but still works everywhere. But then again, he works everywhere. It's not just one promotion or two for that fact. He still goes around the world and wrestles. So Rocky Romero is the only person I haven't heard negative about.
Yeah. Well, you just think the Young Buck. I think Kenny's done. I have to. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You're good. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think Kenny has done more for AEW talent and helping them get over than the Young Bucks have.
That also might be though because he's worked primarily, as I understand it, I could be wrong, I'm not an insider. But as I understand it, more with the women's division.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was gonna say too, to piggyback off of you, Mr. Clarke, what can you say about Rocky Romero, a man who, like you said, is office, but does everything to make sure his opponents look great?
Respect and fair.
But I mean, I think even in Kenny's matches, he's done more to help other people get over than the Young Bucks have felt like they've done for certain other groups. I think there's much more
I
love
got a laundry list of guys for Kenny that he's made look good.
I think there's still much more love for Kenny Omega and AEW than there is the Young Bucks. It's just when it comes to video games and everybody has to look at Kenny Omega and go, "What the hell did you do, sir?"
What is wrong with that game? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you can go buy AEW Fight Forever and then buy one of the season passes to get the giant swing, or you can buy WWE 2K24 and the giant swing's already in the game.
Oh, jeez.
So, anyways, WWE, we're on the road to WrestleMania. We're about 2 weeks out. We're getting there. It's right around the corner. Big week this week. We have Monday Night Raw with CM Punk here, and then the next Monday is going to be The Rock's going to be on Raw. The storyline's still cooking. We're going to figure out where maybe CM Punk plays a role into WrestleMania. A lot of stuff going into WrestleMania. It seems to keep building. Still a few things to add in there. But how do we feel about Cody Rhodes? A lot of people saying Cody Rhodes is done. Nobody cares about Cody anymore. Nobody wants Cody to finish the story because they've buried Cody. I don't know where we're getting this ideology. I mean, I think Cody's where he should be. Yes, he went to shake Roman's hand. That's Cody's character. Always been Cody's character. How does that, because The Rock's torn him apart and Roman has put him down as a number two. I mean, I think Cody's held his own, but Cody comes about it a different way that I don't know what people want Cody to do. Like, they want Cody just to get angry and, like, cuss him out. And I'm like, this is not Cody's character. He's the professional. There's just, Dusty didn't even act like that. What are we looking for here? Mr. Z, what do you think about all of this?
I've got nothing wrong with Cody. I'm looking forward to seeing him finish his story. I mean, so he went to shake The Rock's hand. Big deal. That's how he comes off who he is. Or Roman's hand. Either way, he still came off the hand. I mean, he's the old. He's like holding the old school value of wrestling. No pun intended. It's just that's who he is, and that's gonna make a lot of people mad. Who they really make you mad? The fans that are invested, or the fans that are just bashing on it?
Mm-hmm. Mr. Clarke?
Brian Myers might have the tag of the most professional wrestler, but Cody embodies it. And that's the difference between his character and everyone else. Really, I don't understand why there's any argument about Cody being a butch because he wanted to shake Roman's hand.
Yeah, I don't know that one
Now,
either.
that to me is the. If we have you not been paying attention to Cody's character since he left WWE? I mean, I could have done I could have done without the time where he was wearing that bomber jacket. That was whatever to me. But that's presentation. That's just me, and that's me nitpicking. The suit wearing, handshake, like when you call him when he's being called a politician, I get that. The only person who probably equals Cody in that politician looking feel right now is Mustafa Ali. I love his character on TV.
Oh, yes.
But Cody has played this character for several years now, and so the fact that you don't see that there's certain fans that don't see what he's doing to try. And first of all, if he didn't put Roman over in this way, who is he beating then? Like if you're just, I mean, yes, he wants to be better. He wants to prove that he's better than Roman Reigns, of course. But you also want to put your opponent over, so it means something when you do beat them. Whether you're a face with or a heel, you want to do. It's the same goal. So I don't understand why people are having a problem with that.
Yeah.
That and pay attention to his details. He's being consistent.
Oh yeah. No, it's Cody being Cody. I don't know where the hate and the anger is. I don't know if this boils into this the term that's been coined as tribalism. And I just don't know how to feel about it anymore. It's like you have to be on one side or the other, the constant tribalism. You're either AEW or WWE, and I'm like,
tribalism since the Monday Night Wars.
Yeah,
it is
somewhat.
Well,
I guess we didn't have the social media, so it wasn't as heavy. And I guess we socialized better with people who had like minding in that idea. Because I mean, the only tribalism me and you ever had was Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. I think that was about the only time we had any.
But they work for the same company, so who cared?
I mean, that was the closest tribalism we had was Bret Hart and then Shawn Michaels. And if Bret Hart ever watches us and wants to come on the show and talk about Asuka and Goldberg, hey, we'll give you the whole platform to talk about whatever you want. But anywho, I guess back then we never had the tribalism, or we just thought the same. We loved both products. We thought both products were doing what they needed to do. But it's just like the tribalism's worse these days. People are just so let's go to war over.
The great thing about social media is everyone can have an opinion. The bad thing about social media is everyone can have an opinion.
Yes, no, it's great, and we welcome your opinion. And you can come in here, and if you want to say one thing's better or we're wrong, that's fine. We're not that, but it gets crazy with some of this tribalism. It's just so like, oh, you know, I tweet something about how I dislike AEW, and I'm being told, oh, you just don't like the product. You're not really watching it. It's like, no, I'm watching it. Or the other aspect, oh, you just want it to fail. No, I'm watching it because I'm reporting on it and because I know what Tony Khan's done in the past. I want to see AEW succeed. I'm sorry, I'm in the bandwagon where I want AEW to succeed. I want WWE to succeed because it's better for the wrestlers, it's better for everybody in the industry, and it's better for us, the fans, to have two companies that are standing at the pinnacle of the wrestling mountain and showing us what they have. So you're tuning into both shows. So wrestlers can really get their craft out there, and we're entertained by it, and that we're excited about it. This is nowhere near, Tony Khan wants to act like we are, he's the WWE of the late '90s, and that we're in some Monday Night War rehash in some different form. But I'm like, AEW doesn't even stand on the top of that mountain. They don't even come close to being on the top of that mountain. They're still at base camp trying to figure out how to get their footing. I mean, they fell down the mountain about a year and a half ago, I think. I don't know. I mean, they hung on the last year because they had MJF, and MJF was just enough of captivating to keep them kind of afloat, but no MJF. And then, I mean, even CM Punk was a huge needle turner. Mercedes Moné, Okada, and Will Ospreay have not brought the numbers that CM Punk did. So, I mean, I think that's very, very telling. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was real quick. I wanted to piggyback on the Cody thing we were just talking about. When he made a reference to his cufflinks, I literally seen him back in New Japan with his father's fur coat and a cigar in his mouth when he made that happen. I was like, we get this Cody somewhere down the road going to WrestleMania, where he just finally was like, you know what? Now we're getting serious. Are we gonna have to wait till Seth turns?
Man, I hope Cody turns. I hope Cody turns, aligns himself with Finn Balor, AJ Styles, and the Good Brothers, and brings that level of Bullet Club to WWE as a new faction. Let's just make them the new heel faction. Let's let them have some fun.
That's what I was talking about. Like, let's get Cody back in that fur coat, talking about how great life is right now.
Well, Cody's definitely got him in a place where he could go heel, be very viable. I mean, if you're not watching his character through and through, there's enough there. There's that ability for him to easily snap and go heel. That could be lots of fun.
Well, hell, even his AEW run, when he was being compared to Homelander at times, who he thinks he's the face, who he thinks he's the hero, but he's really not.
Mr. Z, that was about New Japan Pro Wrestling. What's going on this week? What do you got for the weekly roundup? A rebound, sorry. What do you have for the weekly rebound on the New Japan there? Let me know.
The rebound, folks. Let's go ahead and talk about it. The New Japan Cup finally came to a close this past weekend. We have a new winner, and it was no one who we thought it was going to be. Yota Tsuji pulling off the big win against Hiroki Goto. Leading into all that, that's the big talk is that, and he's going to go to Sakura Genesis to take on Tetsuya Naito for the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. That's the story. The bigger story, folks, he wants to bring back the 12th generation belt, the original IWGP World Heavyweight title with all the nameplates that show the history of New Japan. That's the big talk. And some fans are with it, other fans are not. I've seen talks of other wrestlers not too thrilled about wanting to bring back that belt because he wants to separate it all and bring back the old school feel to it because he said that's the belt that means most to him. We'll talk more about Tuesday.
Everybody wanted to bring back old belts. Even Cody wants to bring back the big winged eagle belt. So I'm hoping that happens. I'm done with the WWE World titles we see today. At least the world title looks okay, but the WWE title is just kind of tired the big W on there. I'm like, yeah.
Well, like I said, when he said he wanted to bring back the like I said, the wing eagle, I'm happy about. He brought back the old school Intercontinental title when he had his Intercontinental run before they crashed that and made the new one. Like I said, with New Japan, Tsuji talking about bringing back the original IWGP belt. Honestly, that belt felt way more important than the one the what people call the Divas era belt looks now.
Damn.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not a fan of the current belt either.
Yeah.
Is the one that they're talking about bringing back? That's the one that was used before the current one?
Yes.
Okay, that design I loved.
Yeah, only because, like I said, I was shopping around for my son. He wants a belt, and I've been looking into the original, and it's because of the nameplates has every single name of who has held that belt. It's the history. That's what he wants to bring back. He wants to bring back prestige to the title. I'm all for it.
All right. Happy birthday. We got to give out a big happy birthday shout. Do you know whose birthday it is today? Does anybody know whose birthday it is today?
Can't say I do, sorry.
Oh, you're both fired because that means you didn't watch the video today. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give a big shout out and happy birthday to The Undertaker. Yes. Mark Calloway's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Dead Man.
Yes, happy birthday to the dead man. Do not rest in peace, that is for sure. Not yet, anyways.
Absolutely.
Mr. Clarke.
I really want to go see his one-man show if he ever comes out this way.
Yes, that'd be great.
That'd be good.
That'd be great entertainment. Mr. Clarke, what do you got for the Clarke Report this week? What are you going to eat us with?
You just asking for it, buddy.
Heat on, my friend.
So apparently, Eric Bischoff even agrees with us that Tony Khan didn't capitalize on Mercedes Moné's AEW debut. On the latest episode of Strictly Business, Eric Bischoff talked about Mercedes Moné's AEW debut on Dynamite, Big Business. Tony Khan not capitalizing Mercedes Moné's AEW debut. There are a million different ways that could have created an actual story and threaded in through and constructed that story within a story, that thread. We'll just call it a thread. A thread with Mercedes. And you know what you want to have happen at the end of the show? You know the finish? Work backwards from that finish and give us a couple of plot points along the way. It can be something very subtle. It can be a look over her shoulder or at other talent, be it male or female. It could be anything as you describe it. There are a million different things you could do that are better than doing nothing. I mean, I don't get it. Tony Khan doesn't know how to produce television. Pure and simple. It's that fundamental. Eric Bischoff, who even past his time in WCW, and regardless of his time in WWE, produced reality TV among other things. He understands television production. But then again, also, even in WCW, that's also what he did. So it's like, how does Tony Khan not use him as a resource? He's had access to him in the past, but I just don't understand. Like, we're not professionals. We don't know how to produce TV, and yet we've said the same thing, and there are fans who get antsy with us about it. I'm like, well, here's a professional. Here's someone who knows what they're talking about. What you Tribal Plus fans got to say about that?
Oh, you're getting stirred up again.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think,
tampon bucks.
Eric Bischoff's on the same train we are. Tony Khan keeps dropping the ball on this. Doesn't know. We know he doesn't know because he always has to run over his show. I mean, why do we need constant runovers? WCW did it every once in a while. Yes, they did it, but they didn't do it to the level of Tony Khan has already done it. And Tony Khan doesn't do it for anything. It's not must see. It's just, we're gonna have a run over. It's just, man, we're gonna do it because we can. And it's like, no, you do a run over because it's something interesting. Something's going to happen. Some reason. Like Triple H did a little bit of a quote unquote. It wasn't necessarily a run over, but we thought Survivor Series was over. It was the end of the show. Everybody had let go, and then we heard the music hit. This is why you do a run over. It has to have something important. It has to be a big match and give some reason, or somebody's going to make a surprise debut, or somebody's going to come in. There's a reason you need to run over just to do it every week and make a big deal like, oh, we're going to stay with this match. How long it takes. You're just kind of like, what's the point? And then why do a run over into your own show? How do you run over into your own show? That's the most illogical thing in booking I've ever heard.
Well, if you want to talk about old school WCW, also, there are times they would use it as a cliffhanger. They didn't run over.
Mm-hmm.
If a match went too long, you wanted to come in next week just to see how that match ended.
Oh, yeah. You got a cliffhanger reason. But Tony Khan just
has an update on.
Go ahead.
A new report has an update on the Motor City Machine Guns following last night's TNA Impact tapings. As reported, the longtime TNA tag teams contracts are done at the end of the month. Fightful Select and PW Insider both report that the team finished out their commitment to the company at Saturday night's taping session, and received a send-off at the tapings. PW Insider notes that the backstage send-off was pretty emotional. Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin are set to become free agents on April 1st, and the team is not expected back in TNA, although the door is open to a return down the line. Fightful notes that their two are expected to have multiple interested parties in their services once their free agency hits, and have not responded to individual questions about their status. Alex Shelley, who was recently the TNA World Champion, Chris Sabin, former TNA champion, but more recently X Division champion for the 10th time. These guys have shown they still have what it takes to perform in the ring. They still have, if they were to go to a WWE, if they were to go to another company, they still have something in the tank to be able to contribute, in my opinion. What do you guys think?
I hope that Triple H looks at him and goes, let's bring him over here. Let the Mr. let's get them signed for WrestleMania. Let's put them in the ladder match. Let them make a debut on WWE program at WrestleMania in a 7-8 man ladder match, whatever it turns out to be. That would be awesome to see the Motor City Machine Guns, especially since it was Alex Shelley, I think, who just registered the trademarks for Motor City Machine Guns and MCMG. So definitely looks like they're going to take that name with them. I know a lot of people want them to go to AEW. They're going to get lost at the tag. They're going to get lost in the tag team shuffle. Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that. No. Don't.
No, they're a great asset. But I hear a lot of people are looking to probably be leaving TNA really soon. Rebranded TNA, but it looks like everybody wants out now, especially since Scott D'Amore. I mean, I think a lot of people are probably TNA may not be able to survive much longer, from what I understand, with a lot of the talent looking to go ahead and go.
They're going to take a hit for sure if there's a mass exodus of talent. But on the flip side, TNA, like ECW, was good about refilling their talent. So this is more of a wait and see for me.
But they're also getting hit. Their fan base is falling off too. So I think they don't have that. I think they represented the TNA, and then whatever happened with Scott D'Amore and the fallout, I think we're seeing the trickle fallout that people are kind of like, we were excited about this, and it just kind of deflated very, very quickly. Now people are just like, yeah, okay.
This is when I put my old soldier's hat on and I'm going to rough it until I can't do it no more.
I know.
Watch it no more.
There you go.
We'll see how it goes. Biggest moment in professional wrestling history happened 33 years ago today. WrestleMania 7, gentlemen. One of the biggest, not necessarily one of the greatest matches, but it was a great match. But it was the moment afterwards. WrestleMania 7. Macho King Randy Savage, oh yeah, versus the Ultimate Warrior. WrestleMania 7, career versus career. And a great match that I think for us at that age, we were probably sitting on the edge of our seat. I don't know who you were hoping for, but of course, after it, one of the greatest moments in WrestleMania history, when Savage lost and Sensational Queen Sherry started beating down Macho Man, and then out of the crowd came Miss Elizabeth to save the day, and we saw the reunification of course, the Macho Man Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth at that time. Of course, sadly, shockingly, they were kind of going through a divorce in real life, but it was a great moment. Gentlemen, let's reflect on WrestleMania 7. Where were you? What were you thinking during WrestleMania 7? Or when you watched WrestleMania 7, I guess you should say. I don't know if we all got to watch it live as it was happening.
No. I definitely didn't get to watch it live, and it's been so many years since I can't even remember much about it unless I go back and watch it.
The only sad thing is I did watch it live. I was sitting with my father and my late uncle as a kid, trying to still grasp the idea of wrestling because it was still new to me as a kid at that age. Wondering what was going on and why Sherry turned on her wrestler that she brought out to the ring.
Yeah. No, it was a great match in the sense. I mean, it wasn't the greatest match of all time. So it was a damn good match between these two, and the Macho Man dropping 5 of those elbows consecutively on the Warrior, and the Warrior's still kicking out. And it was a great moment. And being a mix of being a Macho fan, even if he was the heel as a kid, I mean, we're talking WrestleMania 7. WrestleMania 7 would have been, let's see, 92-ish, roughly. And even watching this, I think more after. I don't know if I remember watching this exactly live. I forget. There's times I was able to watch some things live. But it was a great match. And then seeing Sherry attacking Macho and not liking her, and then the Miss Elizabeth, and of course from here, and then when one of the most heartbreaking stories came kind of right after this is when Jake the Snake went heel in WWE. You know, Jake Snake Roberts was a beloved babyface, and when you saw him attack Macho, and you're just like, no.
Yeah. The dreaded Snake.
And of course, you know what else was infamous happened at WrestleMania 7? We know Hulk Hogan and the Sergeant Slaughter had their big feud. You know, they were originally going to put this in the LA Coliseum, but they couldn't get the security because of Hulk Hogan and Sergeant Slaughter in the Gulf War, the war going on with Iraq at this time, and Sergeant Slaughter aligned himself with Saddam Hussein. And so that created a lot of tension. But the greatest thing that nobody talks about, because it wasn't necessarily a great match, One of the greatest things happened or started at WrestleMania 7. Do you know what started at WrestleMania 7, gentlemen?
Go ahead.
The streak.
Yes, thank you very much. The Undertaker pinned Jimmy Superfly Snuka, and off he went to the infamous streak in wrestling. 20 straight was it 21-0 before he lost? 21-1.
Yeah, 21.
Yeah. It would be 21 years of WrestleManias where the Undertaker would go undefeated, and it all started at WrestleMania 7.
And still, as a kid, you thought he was really dead. Like,
oh,
he really
Jesus.
had me
I'll
never forget it. The first time he walked out, I was like, who the heck?
I remember being kind of petrified when Survivor Series happened and Ted DiBiase invited him down. I was kind of like, who the hell is this guy? And it was like, it was the first time, of course, I was a kid. So it definitely captured my attention. Yeah. And watching him, and Undertaker was great.
As a kid, the most traumatic time I can remember is Warrior being stuffed into the coffin and then not being able to lift the damn lid because it was locked. You really believed that there was no air in there and that this dude could possibly die.
Oh yeah, it was a big deal.
One of the matches that got to me was the very first casket match. Kamala. And he's nailing it shut. I remember looking at I'm like, how the hell is he gonna get out of there? My dad was like, he's not, I can go bury him. I'm like, what?
The one that got me would have been the one at Royal Rumble when they actually put the Undertaker in there, when Yokozuna finally beat the Undertaker in a casket match, and all those people came out. I was so emotional and so pissed off. And then when they cut the lights out and everybody ran away, and then he floated up on the screen and then floated up off of the Titantron up above it, you're just like, oh, they gave a whole new aura to him. And then you had to be mad when DiBiase brought him back because you were like, wait a minute, no. This is our Undertaker, no. Gentlemen, Tampon Bucks, hashtag Tampon Bucks. We got to get that trending on X.
Oh, I did another one. I even posted our brand new picture that we made, you guys made. Great. Oh man, I just lost my train of thought today.
There goes that train out of the station.
It was gone. It was gone a long time ago. Oh man.
Let's see. I don't see anything great or anything important. I think we're kind of to the end. What in the hell is this ugly thing? Wow.
Are you watching that Rhea Ripley video again?
No, I didn't. That doesn't. I'm like, okay. You see it once, you're like, cool. But the 10,000 times it's been reposted, you're just kind of like, okay, cool. No. Drop AEW.com downpour. Check out this Rainmaker Okada shirt today. Mr. Z, you need to look this up immediately. Let's see. Can I send this guys to you in a link real quick? Because you guys need to see this and tell me what you think of his new shirt. Oh boy, let me put this into our chat on normal over here on the YouTube chat and the Facebook chat. Excuse me.
All right.
Let you guys pull up this off of Twitter and tell me what you think of this brand new shirt.
Come on, get that off of there. I wasn't trying to do that. Oh, it's not working. It's not letting me do it. Let me go over here. Let me see if I can do it.
There's no shine to that. There's
That thing's ugly. I'm sorry. That don't even.
It's
that
not,
don't even.
That's not even worth wiping my rear with. Okay.
Tony Khan has a fascination with the old NXT colors, NXT 2.0. I swear he went and bought what they had left over. You know, hey, we'll sell it to you dirt cheap. Okay. I'm waiting for Mr. Z to see this. I want to see. I don't know if he's going to cry or go off now. This might give him like a Jim Cornette level aneurysm.
Oh, no. Why am I afraid to do this? You said it's on the AEW. It's on their page?
Well, I'm thinking I just have, it says it's at Shop AO, and this is just an X, a tweet, whatever they call it now. I don't know.
Officially, it's still X.com. or just
Yeah.
X. But when you look at the actual URL, once you go there, it still says Twitter. Like they can't make up.
Tony, you dirty son of a! You want to hit that button for me?
I guess he found it.
Right.
What is he doing to this man? Tampon bucks. What the?
That thing is
like something I can get at the flea market.
It looks like knockoff. It looks like what you would see on the street corner at the arena. You're right. This is cheesy. This looks like it was done on like PowerPoint. It looks exactly like something you would get on PowerPoint. It looks like the money looks like a PowerPoint background, and then the colors and everything look like something you would do on PowerPoint. Tell me when I'm telling lies there. Tell me you couldn't create this on PowerPoint in like 5 minutes. I mean, I could probably give Mr. Clarke 10 minutes and he could come up with a better design than this. Jesus, this is the ugliest thing I think I've seen for a t-shirt. I mean, this is...
There, check the reply, check the comment. That was it. I'm done. I'm done. Tony, you suck. Oh my goodness.
Hey, tell me if you're here and you're watching this. So let us know if you actually go out and buy this shirt, or if you're interested in fighting the new Okada Rainmaker shirt. I don't even know how it has. I don't even know what to say here.
Are those Sonic coins? Are those supposed to be like?
You know, it does look like Sonic coins that got filled in. It does.
Wow.
But I mean, that whole Rainmaker and his little logo are so like, I mean, I could go make that in PowerPoint right now. That same color rep. I mean, this is just things you find on X and just go, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yes, he is Mr. Clarke. That's exactly who he is now.
He's now the rainbow.
Imagination.
It's
a little bit of an inside joke, a little bit of
It's Okada Rainbow.
Oh, geez.
Push Lamar Burton when you need him.
Oh man. Damn you guys. I was gonna have a good day. Came on here full of
You started him with hope and joy, and now he's got piss and vinegar.
Yeah, there we go.
Alrighty. Well, I think we've got on. We've yabbered on. We're going to leave it on that low note. Gentlemen, is there anything else you want to bring to the table before we shut this show down?
I will see you guys tomorrow night when you guys go live, and I will see everybody else on Tuesday.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you join us tomorrow night. Me and Mr. Clarke will be here live with your Monday Night Raw post-show review. Mr. Z will be here Tuesdays with your New Japan Pro Wrestling Rebound podcast. Each and every Tuesday, he's going to tell you everything going on in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Then Wednesdays, we are here to review and talk about Dynamite Tampon Bucks. Hashtag that out. Hashtag Tampon Bucks will go down in history. We're going to make it happen. Wait until you see us get a t-shirt. We're working on it. We're going to see that happen. Hashtag Tampon Bucks. T-shirt related merchandise. Maybe we can just make that happen. And then we're here Fridays with your SmackDown post-show review. And then on Thursdays, your weekend preview with Mr. Clarke, where he tells you everything going on in the week of wrestling from Thursday to Wednesday. And we're always here on Sundays at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with your weekly Roundup podcast. Make sure you're here for all that and everything else. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you for being here. Anything else, gentlemen? Last chance, last shot?
Nope.
We'll catch you on the next one. We're going to leave you out with the video. I hope this excites you one more time.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Tampon